What's going on, guys? It's BTB. I'm here with Kiefer, and like last week, we're going to be talking the PGA Charles Schwab Challenge. Just talk a little bit about the event, and we're going to talk about LIV DC. So, we'll throw out a couple free plays for you guys. We'll talk about golfers. Talk about the event in general, and see if we can help you guys win like we did last week. So, coming off a week where we hit the outright winner with Brooks Koepka 22-1 at the PGA Championship, where LIV took home their first major. It's another good performance from LIV with Brooks winning and Bryson just right behind. Cam Smith came strong for our max play with a top 10 finish on the last day, like 6 under.
After a real shaky start.
It was, and it turns out those guys still do know how to play 4 rounds of golf. I always say they fail to realize, like, when I talk to Chase, when I text with like Chase Koepka, for example, they're playing golf every single day. They're practicing golf. These guys don't take any days off playing golf. So they're playing just as much golf as anybody else. And, what's crazy is, Chase texted me on Wednesday saying, he's never seen Brooks hit his irons this well. And it paid off as, he took home his 5th major championship. It was definitely a good week. And, he did have a little motivation because I sent that clip of the CBS Golf podcast calling him a fraud. And I know that probably lit a little fire, under him. But when you're a competitor like that, you don't really, need much motivation. But it's always good to have that extra sound bite. And things did get a little sticky there on Sunday for a couple of holes. When he went up to 3 shots or whatever, then he hit the tee shot out of bounds. I was like, no, no, we can't.
And Hovland was making back-to-back birdies. Yeah, it was.
I was like, we cannot do this again. We just cannot do this again. Let's regroup. It's always the next shot after you hit OB that you're just like, oh, please, come on. And it just, it worked out and held off Scotty Scheffler, to win. And, Victor Hovland, usually he collapses in the final round, but he played great. He got an unlucky that bunker shot where he had the embedded ball.
Oh, so unlucky. So unlucky.
Very unlucky. What's crazy is Corey Connors did the same exact thing, same exact bunker the day before, which kind of took him out of contention a little bit. But it was a great PGA Championship. Just the course was so hard. It was just unbelievable. I think they showed yesterday Joel Dahmen's caddy, Gino Bonelli. He's a 0.1 handicap. He went out there and played yesterday, shot like an 86, I think. So it just goes to show you like how hard that course is just for regular people.
Oh man.
So well, this week we move on to Texas. We move on to the Charles Schwab Challenge. Last year's winner, Sam Burns, is back off pretty much getting his ass kicked at the PGA Championship. So he's going to be looking for some vengeance. Scotty Scheffler, of course, is the favorite at 4-1, plus 400 at DraftKings.
Burns and Scotty are paired together as well, first up.
Yeah, it's a little too short for me to bet Scotty at those odds. And Jordan Spieth, who's won here before, Jordan Spieth's plus 1,200. Jordan had that KT tape on his forearm on his wrist all week.
USA.
I'm kind of surprised that he's playing this. I thought he would take a week off for his health, but maybe his health is a little better. But I think he might be a little worn down. And then we've got Tony Finau, second favorite, plus 1,400. Victor Hovland, plus 1,400. And then Sung Jae-im, who's coming off a terrible performance at the PGA Championship, one of his worst, followed by Colin Morikawa and Max Homa. And, we've been fading Max Homa for a few weeks here. Max Homa, he's been pretty cold since a hot start to start the season. Yeah, so that's what we got this week, and it's a par 70 here. There's 2 par 5 because there's a lot of 400 to 450 yard par 4s. And this course, Colonial Country Club, it can play tough if the wind is, it depends on what direction the wind is blowing here, to be honest. And it can be an easy course if there's no wind. So, you can see the winning score anywhere from 10 under to 20 under.
I think so too. It's going to be so much better weather this weekend than the PGA.
It is, and this course will be, much easier. It's kind of a similar course to the RBC Heritage. So it's going to be a fun week, and just looking forward to it. Looking forward to some LIV golf also going on as well in DC at Trump DC. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But our package for the PGA Championship last week, we won crazy like 35.25 units. So $100 better would have made like over $3,500. That includes the 22 to 1 outright winner on Brooks. We went 2-1 with max plays. We hit Cam Smith top 40 minus 180, which was a total steal. And Dean Burmeister top South African plus 180. We did drop the Harris English to make the cut bet minus 120 because he forgot how to play golf. For the front 9 on round 2 and the back 9 on round 1, he totally forgot how to play golf. He missed only his second cut in the last 19 majors for him. Coming off a great event, and we're looking to keep it rolling this weekend. So we have the Charles Schwab package obviously up for this week for that. So go check that out in the store. But yeah, we'll just talk about some things, talk about who we like this week. And
how do you think Michael Block's going to do?
Michael Block, I think he's probably going to be one of the most popular bets this week. Everybody wants to see the guy do well. I mean, I've never seen a hole in one that didn't touch anything. It just went crazy. Straight into the cup. I mean, the odds of that happening are like astronomical. I mean, and he didn't even know. Like he's
did it go in, Rory?
Or he plays it off like really well, Yeah. But he's very interesting to watch. I mean, the par save, the chip he made on 18 to save par, that was like one of the best shots that you're going to see all week. Clutch. It was almost like watching Phil Mickelson in his prime with that shot. So it's going to be exciting to watch him this week. I don't know, obviously. I mean, we've got a pretty strong field with the big guys here this week, but we don't have a lot of them. So I think there's definitely chances for him to finish in the top 40. Top 20 might be asking a little much.
All right, top 40. But I think there's like a good chance for top 40.
Plus 275, I think I saw for top 40. So you might want to take a look at that because when he got the invite on the phone call, he actually said, people have told me Colonial sets up, good for an old pro like me. So this is a course where like you don't have to be a long ball hitter. As long as you're accurate and you find the fairway, you're going to do pretty well. It's not too long, this place. So as long as you find fairways, you'll do well. Because if you hit it in the rough, you're going to pay here. So as long as you keep it accurate, hit fairways, you're going to do well. So
did a good job of it. Other than that shank at the PGA, so we'll see.
Yeah, he did. So I guess we'll take I'll just say like, what's one top 10 bet you like, one top 20 bet, or something like that. So what's one bet that you would like for top 10 here?
Top 10. I mean, I like Finau. He didn't have the greatest showing this week at the PGA, but he's looking at a great bounce back spot here, and he's hot. I'd love to see Finau finish up in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, Tony's been playing well. Of course, we had him to win the Mexico Open. Didn't play, great last weekend. Didn't play, terrible. Just kind of like a blah weekend. I think it's really tough to take a lot out of last weekend for a lot of guys because, they're playing in pouring rain for most of the day. Some guys were playing in it all day.
Cam Smith was out there from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. just in the pouring rain all day.
Yeah, I mean, the course was they tried to be the U.S. Open too much, I think. But hey, it is what it is. We can't complain that there's harder golf tournaments, I guess, But
Right.
it is what it is. I think if I had to take one if I, just one top 10, like off my head, that I would give, I'd probably go with Justin Rose plus 300 at William Hill. Justin played great, this past week in the PGA Championship. He's a former winner here at the Charles Schwab Challenge, Colonial Country Club. He's won here before. I think playing in those conditions last week, I think he's savoring coming to a place like Texas where it's going to be warmer, it's going to be drier, and the course will be easier. So I definitely think there's some value in.
And regardless
Justin
of the course, he's averaging the 9th best scoring average all year. Justin Rose is playing great right now.
Yeah, he's had a resurgence. He's had a resurgence this year, after, the last couple of years before this, he was having some, family issues, but he's got those in his rear view and he's having a resurgence. He's playing great. So, yeah, Justin Rose plus 300 top 10 at William Hill. I would definitely take a bite of that. And now we'll go find one top 20 we like.
It's easy for me to find because you just gave it out. Justin Rose, top 20, minus 110. We just talked about it. He's been playing great. He's hot. He's scoring great. And the conditions are going to be so much better this week than at the PGA. And I think he comes out firing.
Yeah, you can actually get him at plus 140, top 20 at William Hill.
Plus 140. All right. Even better.
So, yeah, that's a good one. I like Justin Rose. I would bet him to win, but I just don't like his odds like 25 to 1. If he was 35 to 1, 38 to 1, I would probably take a bite. But at 25 to 1, those are a little too short for me to do anything with. If I had to go one top 20, I'm going to go, let's see. I'm going to go with Sam Burns, plus 130 at DraftKings. He's coming off a terrible PGA Championship. He's the defending champion here, right? These odds are almost priced like he's coming off the PGA Championship, right? Like they're not respecting him coming off a win here, beating Scotty Scheffler in a playoff. So I like Sam Burns, top 20 at plus 130 at DraftKings. I think Sam, he had Saturday and Sunday off at the tournament. So obviously he's had a little more time to prepare for this than guys who made the cut this week. And I know he's pissed after missing the cut. And he is coming in here, and he knows he can play well here as he's won here before. So I like, Sam Burns plus 130. And I think there's a pretty good shot he defends his championship because he's been playing well this year. So outside of the PGA Championship, he's been playing well. And I think there's a pretty solid shot that maybe he can go back to back and take down the championship again. So I just say I do like Burns, and if you want to take Sam Burns outright to win, he's plus 3,000 at FanDuel. So that's Sam Burns to win. Just a little sprinkle on the outright at plus 3,000. So why don't you just pick one winner?
I got to talk this top 40 play. I got to talk it. Ryan Fox finished 23 at the PGA. He played great. Started off, I believe he was leading a lot of the first round. But top 40 at even odds in Bovada. I love Ryan Fox this week. I think he's 100% going to back up what he did this past week. Yeah,
I think he's going to do well. And there's another guy who I think will do well who finished 4th at PGA. He finished 7th at the RBC. His game is trending in the right direction. He's probably had his best month stretch maybe of his career. Cameron Davis. So, if you want to jump on Cameron Davis, you can get Cam Davis top 20 at plus 190 at William Hill. So Cameron Davis plus 190. Also, I might sprinkle him for the top 10 as well. So, if you look at the events here, you want to look at a guy who's an automatic, top 10 finish this season, pretty much every event. Scotty Scheffler, he's minus 160 at bet 365 for a top 10 finish. He's pretty much finished top 10 every single event this year. So I think, I don't think this event's going to be we're not going to see somebody come like, KH Lee come from the back and win at 100 to 1 odds.
No.
I think the winner will be one of the guys who are on the top, 10 odds on the favorite sport. I just don't think we're going to see like an underdog story here.
I think so too. I like Victor Hovland to win this tournament this week. So it's going to come from that top 5 guys, top 10 guys. He's in there. Played great at the PGA. Hopefully he doesn't fall apart in the final round. I don't know. I would love to see Hovland come out, win the Charles Schwab, get some momentum going, see where he can take it to.
Yeah, I mean, Victor. I mean, he's really known for falling apart in the final rounds. But to his credit, I mean, he pretty much fought the entire 4th round, and he did not go away. Right. I mean, outside of that one shot where he had the embedded ball, I mean, he did not go away. So, I definitely think there's a chance Hovland. Look, anytime Victor Hovland goes to a tournament, he's got the capability of winning. So,
yep.
I definitely wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the last 7 winners here is Sam Burns, Jason Kokrak, Daniel Berger, Kevin Na, Justin Rose in 2018, Kevin Kisner, and Jordan Spieth in 2016. So, these are all guys who, they're not really big bombers on here, right? They're guys who man. They're guys who are accurate, who hit fairways, who don't spend much time in the rough. At least 2016 Jordan Spieth was, right? Now he spends a little bit more time in the rough, but back in 2016 he was pretty much locked in, best golfer in the world. So yeah, I think one of those guys at the top of the leaderboard. I guess we can just pick one long. What's like one long shot you'd like to finish top 20?
Top 20. I mean, the long shot. I mean, I'm going Michael Block, man. I'd love to see the fun story continue. Maybe it's cheesy, maybe it's annoying to some, but the regular people like watching it and like seeing it. So let's shoot for old Michael Block to finish on up there and keep the train going.
And he's 10 to 1 for a top 20 finish. So
make some money.
He's actually got by the same odds as Kevin Kisner. So he's got the same odds as Kevin Kisner to finish in the top 20. So that just shows you where Kevin Kisner's game is right now. Maybe a little too much of walking with the foreplay guys. But one guy that I do like, I think that can finish top 20, like for a dart, is Callum Tarrant. The English. He's 32 years old. He just finished 29th at the PGA Championship. This kid's been playing pretty well this year. He's kind of a grinder. And I think when we look at this field, I think the top 10 is really strong. But I think outside of that, a lot of guys have chances. So You can take Callum Tarrant plus 750 for a top 20 finish. I think that's
it's plenty of value in that play.
There is, and then you got Cameron Champs down there at plus 600 for a top 20. This course.
You get Rory Sabatini to win at plus 50,000.
Yeah, that's not happening. Either is Dylan Fratelli. He's plus Dylan Fratelli's got higher odds than Michael Block to finish in the top 20. So, it's tough to see some of these guys' game is just totally, totally fall off. But that's who I like and who I'll be sprinkling for the Charles Schwab Challenge. And these obviously I'll have a full package, and I'll probably have a max play for this event also. And I'm gonna put some live plays on the PGA package this week. So I'm gonna start incorporating live plays on the PGA package. So I'm just looking forward to getting to it. And so that's the PGA for this week, guys. The Charles Schwab Challenge. Next, we move on to Trump DC. All right, it's a par 72. It's like 7,200 yards, no, 7,600 yards. It's a long course, 4 par 5s. It's a tough course, like a Trump courses are usually pretty tough. I think the senior PGA championship came here like 2019. The winner was like 19 under, I believe. So it's a very gettable course. It's longer, so it favors the bombers, right? It favors the Dustin Johnsons and the Brooks. I would say Brooks usually, but he's probably kind of, worn out from
right.
Shaking hands and kissing babies, right? Like one thing I was amazed about at the game is literally every 30 seconds somebody would come in from the National Hockey League or like Brady Kachuk coming in with his dad to take pictures with their grandkids, stuff like that. You have little kids waiting outside the suite to take pictures with the cup and stuff. You have people coming in wanting to drink out of it. It was definitely thank God COVID's gone, because this shit would never happen during COVID. But I think Brooks has been really busy. Obviously, the last few days it's been a whirlwind. Yes. So I'm sure it'll catch up to him at some point. But he's just playing great golf, and this course definitely favors his style of play. So I'd be amazed if he won this weekend, especially with all the stuff he's had to do this week, winning the championship. But I think this course sets up perfectly for a back-to-back winner. And I think that we might see Dustin Johnson repeat, right? Become the second LIV guy to repeat this season behind Taylor Gooch. I think Dustin Johnson might come through at a plus 1,200 at Bovada. Look, Bovada, Kiefer just showed me Bovada's got some great odds for LIV. I mean, Bovada has got the best setup I've seen for LIV out of any sportsbook. It's crazy. It's really crazy how much they have. And the good thing about Bovada is, I'm seeing right here, is their top 5s, their top 10s, their top 20s pay out full odds, right? Like if there's a tie, top 5 finish, ties paid in full. I mean, that's very important when you're betting on these things, because the last thing you want is a dead heat tie or your payout just gets jacked in half, right? That's the last thing you want. So if I had to give out one LIV winner, I'm going to give out DJ plus 1,400. It was great, last week. I mean, last night DJ wasn't as sweet also. I gave him a fist bump.
Hell of a time.
I said DJ. I said plus 1,600 at LIV Tulsa winner. He's like, hell yeah, fist bump. So hopefully, he can do it again. I mean, DJ looked like he was ready to go, right? He's looked like he's lost a little weight from the beginning of the season. I know when the season first started, I was like, DJ looks like he's, just easing into it. And now we've seen him really get going and stuff. He played well at the PGA Championship before. What was he like this? He was like the 36-hole leader, like right around there. He played well, and then kind of just, the rain kind of affected him and kind of fell back. But he played well for the first 2 rounds, and I think his game is definitely in the right spot coming off of his victory at LIV Tulsa. So I do like Dustin Johnson at plus 1,400. If I was just going to bet one guy. Now we'll find like a top. Who do you like? What's one top 5 finish you would give here?
Well, Dustin Johnson, all those reasons you just said there, why you could win. I mean, top 10 LIV Golf DC he's minus 120. Dustin Johnson top 10. I feel like that's a very good play this weekend. Top 5. I mean, I like Bryson. Bryson, I feel like, is getting a little bit disrespected with the number this week.
Yeah.
Plus 1,400 to win. His top or 14 or better is minus 125. So he played great at the PGA. I don't see why that would stop now. No one's really talking about Bryson. I'm sure he's itching to get back in the spotlight. So this could be a good spot for him. Yeah,
I also like Bryson to win because, like I said, this is a bomber's course. So it's going to favor the long ball hitters. And Bryson's been putting it well. He's been great with his wedges. He's been driving it well. So I do like Bryson at plus 2,000 to also possibly win it. So I'll probably play Dustin and Bryson right there to win it. And then, for top 10, I like Bryson plus 110. That's a good player. I definitely feel, you know, these guys on LIV, like it's almost like they've just been warming up, easing into the season. I mean, people forget like Brooks to win LIV Tulsa was like 50-1, right? Not LIV Tulsa, LIV Orlando. Before LIV Orlando, Brooks was like 50-1 to win that. He won that, and he was like 75-1 to win the Masters, right? Then he gets second place there, and then he wins. He won LIV Orlando, of course. Goes to the Masters, finishes second, and then his odds are down to 22-1 to win the PGA Championship. He wins that, so these guys when they're playing well, their odds adjust very quick. So I kind of like Bryson. Bryson, we're getting some good odds on right there. Plus 110 for a top 10 finish, and obviously these fields, are smaller. So top 10 here is like equivalent to a top 20 at a PGA event, basically.
Right.
So I do like Bryson for a top 10 finish at plus 110. Also, another guy who's been playing well is Mito Pereira.
Yes.
Top 20 finish at the PGA Championship, which is surprising because the PGA Championship is a place where last year, I mean, the way he lost the PGA Championship last year was kind of like that's almost like how you can end a guy's career, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The guy's
career, like mentally. So it was nice for him to follow it up with a top 20 finish at the PGA Championship. Mito's game is headed in the right direction, so I probably like to take, Mito Pereira minus 105 for a top 10 finish there as well.
Yep, I like those. Minus 105 is nice for him.
Yeah, and one other guy who's been playing well too is Pat Perez. I mean, Pat Perez has been playing some great golf like the entire season. Pat Perez is plus 280 for a top 10 finish. So yeah, definitely take a look at Pat Perez. I like Cameron Smith right now, but just minus 190 is a little too juicy for me.
I'm not paying minus 190 for a top 10.
Yeah, see, I took the minus 180 for a top 40 at the PGA Championship because that was just insane value. But the minus 190 for a top 10 finish, I'll probably pass on that. But I think we're gonna have a fun event this weekend. And like I said, Dustin Johnson 14-1, Bryson 20-1 to win it, and DJ, top 10 finish, Mito top 10 finish,
Bryson top 10.
I think we're gonna have a good week. It's gonna be an exciting week of golf because we're gonna have LIV and the PGA going on all at once, and I just can't wait. And for those who want to watch LIV on CW this week, I mean, the CW already announced like no matter if the tournament runs overtime, they won't be stopping coverage. So coverage will go all the way to the end through the playoffs. So it's going to be a fun week, and I just can't wait to get on with it. Remember, guys, the PGA package will be out Wednesday around 5 p.m. and it'll include all our bets this weekend. We will have a max play. Like I said, we made 35 units last weekend, so I look forward to making 100 units this weekend. Who knows? I'm always greedy, but I'm looking forward to it. Make sure you sign up and join us. And you got anything else, Kiefer?
Excited for the weekend, man. Lots of golf to be played. Excited to see how we wind up doing.
I'm excited to bury the Celtics tonight. The Heat put the Celtics in their grave, and then we can hear about all the Celtics fans crying about the finals ratings are going to be down in the dumps. But you know what? It won't matter.
Don't care.
Any finals without a Boston team is a good finals. So just looking forward
no matter the sport.
No matter the sport. So have a great week, guys. And, we will see you next week.